Hello to all listening and welcome into F1 Off Topic. My name is Jake.
And I am Joe.
We just want to thank everybody out there that is listening.
Yes, all 10, hopefully?
Hopefully 10.
At least 10.
That's 10 is probably all friends and family included.
Okay, so outside of friends and family, what is our actual realistic expectations of this, Jake?
3.
3. Yes, and I believe that will get us in the top 10,000 on a podcast.
That's pretty good.
Right?
I'm wondering if the one Twitter follower, I think I finally found who it is. It's definitely a bot.
So I checked earlier, and that Twitter follower had left.
Oh, no.
So we are back down to just friends and family.
Thanks, Elon.
That bastard.
I know.
Okay, so...
Good guy.
He's okay.
He's an entrepreneur. He's an innovator. He's just a little interesting. He's quirky.
He's definitely quirky. So we decided, 2-3 weeks ago, to try our hand at podcasting.
Yeah, see how it goes.
Yeah, we both like F1.
We talk about it at work anyways.
And we thought, you know what? I bet you there is tens of people that would love to hear us talk.
At least tens.
And those same people will probably like our shitty jokes.
Yeah. And we're American, and there's not really like a big American market.
Actually, you know what? That was the number one thing. Is you know what all other podcasts have? British personalities, and sometimes some women British people too. And
are you saying that British personalities are solely male?
No. They have women because they're a little bit more about the equality thing.
About equality of podcasting?
Of equality of whatever you want to make it about.
Okay, so now we're into equal rights.
Yes, and nowhere near the F1.
That's why it's called Off Topic.
Yes, because we're not very good at this.
Okay.
So we're giving a whirl. Anyway,
yeah.
No one wants to listen to those British pomps. Pomps.
It's a new word.
I don't think it is.
For me.
Oh, okay. Anyway, no one wants to listen to them. And you know what everyone wants to listen to?
Americans.
Yeah,
that's definitely true.
That's 100% true. So, yeah, we decided to do this. Jake, how long have you been watching F1?
I think this is going to be my third year. I didn't watch the full 2020 season. I think I started watching about midway through, and then really got into it in 2021 after, talking to you about it at work.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of how we became friends. In a way.
I would say so.
Like we talked a little bit before that, but I think I
approached you.
Yes, not sexually, although that's what I really wanted.
Yeah, not that time.
No, not that time. Anyway, Jake came up to me and saw that I had an F1 calendar, I believe.
Yes, I said, "Oh, you watch F1?"
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, they don't have any like fender wells or anything. They go fast." I was like, "Yeah, they do go fast."
Yeah, I don't think I really even knew what an open-wheeled car was at that point.
Right, or what a car was.
I thought all wheels were open. They
all
are exposed to the elements.
Common misconception. Anyway, so we've bonded on that, and we went to Austin last year. We were part of the ridiculous amount of people that had to stand around waiting for a beer.
340,000 over the weekend, I believe.
It was a lot. It was too many.
Which Australia had 420,000, which is a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
80,000 more.
But at least if you're on Australia, you're somewhere that is really cool.
Yeah, it's very a cool climate there. It's not hot.
No, like cool as an atmosphere, like an awesome place.
Yeah, but it's also not hot because it's on the bottom half of the world.
Ah, gotcha.
So they're upside down, actually.
Okay, all right.
If you didn't know that, Joe over here is taking a drink of his American-made beer by Boulevard. Boulevard is a Kansas City beer, and we're not promoting them. However, if they would like to sponsor us, it'd be great.
Yes, please. Our phone numbers are not going to give those out. Never mind. Anyway, back onto the topic of F1. So, Australian Grand Prix. What'd you think?
It was great. It was a little late for me, though. It was a little late for us.
Yeah, there's something special about the midnight races, but it is pretty late, especially as I'm getting older.
You know what I want to see is an actual midnight race. Let's have the drivers race at midnight.
Well, they kind of do that in Bahrain and stuff. It's dark.
Yeah, that's totally different. I'm talking like race starts 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And they all have to be sleep deprived. That's a concept, right?
Well, that'd give us that'd make it easier for us to watch as Americans, I think, right?
And that's who they want to cater to, obviously.
That is 100% true.
Which is very weird, I find, because all of the drivers speak English, and they speak English very well. Americans do not speak another language because we're illiterate.
Yeah, really, they're 100% catering to us then.
And then it's on ESPN or ESPN2.
Yeah, and then ESPN kind of sucks.
I mean, okay, I get that it's a British thing, so the Brits speak their ye old English or whatever it's called. So I get why they do that.
Proper English?
Yeah, okay, proper, whatever.
Yeah.
They're not speaking American.
They drive around and they put their beer in the boot of their car and they pop open the bonnet of their car.
Is that the front end?
Yes, it is.
Is that where the engine is?
Yes.
Depending on the car.
Yeah, with their aluminium parts on there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a space age technology.
Not quite, but maybe.
But kind of.
Anyway, so what were we talking about?
We're talking about the F1 Australian race.
Okay.
Old Daniel Ricciardo's hometown.
Yeah.
Down under.
Speaking of Danny, he actually did pretty good this weekend.
Yeah,
it was
P6.
fun to watch him.
I think P6.
P6. Yep, P6.
My boy Lando, P5. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, okay. Lando.
Yeah.
You just don't like Lando because he's young like me. And you're into the old people like Vettel and Alonso and Ricciardo.
Well, Ricciardo's like... See, I remember when Ricciardo was young. And I also remember when Vettel was like sucking on his mom's tit.
That's very young.
It was pretty young.
But that's when he was with Red Bull.
Yeah.
How long was he with Red Bull?
From 2008 to 2014. So
and he won 4 championships.
4 championships.
Consecutively?
On the trot.
Wow. When Red Bull was, at its prime.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, they were good. They were really good. They knew what they were doing, and Vettel was very good in those blown diffuser cars.
The blown diffuser?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're talking about
So do you know how the current cars have a diffuser?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back then they were called blown diffusers because they would there was a hole in the diffuser, and I could be completely wrong, and all 4 of you out there, please let me know. And I
would love to see Joe be wrong.
Yes, it doesn't happen very often.
F1.
About F1.
No, it doesn't happen very often about F1.
And well, how would you know? I just lie to you every time.
I have Google.
Oh,
I'm young. I know how to use the internet these days.
Oh, internet. Okay.
You're what? I think you're 38 now, right?
Close.
Yeah,
close. And anyway, it gave. They would blow the engine exhaust through the diffuser of the car, and it energized the air, and it helped give them the rear downforce. And once they got rid of that in the hybrid era, Vettel seemed to struggle a little bit more. That's why Ricciardo kind of kicked his ass that first year. And then when Vettel went to Ferrari, he seemed to regain his composure, but he's always seemed not quite as good as he was then.
Is it maybe because that car was way better?
No. He did win 9 in a row one year, which I believe is still a record.
But maybe he's just washed up.
No. I think in the right car he'd be fine. I think that he is probably past his prime, but not completely washed up. And he's always struggled with a loose rear end, and as he lost it yesterday and crashed.
Yeah.
He's done that a lot. Yeah. He might be done after this year.
Yeah, it was kind of weird with those first 2 races of the first one being that he was out with COVID. And then the second one, there was a lot of speculation that he wasn't actually out with COVID, but was just kind of protesting.
Is that actually speculation or just bullshit?
Well, isn't that what speculation is?
Good point, my fine sir. That is a very good point.
So, yeah, we've got, we're talking about the F1 Australian Grand Prix, not P. Maybe it's some Grand P as well. I'm not really sure. It's Australian P. It's different. It's grand. But we've got Joe wearing his McLaren hat and it's Danny Rickat. It's a beautiful olive green. Not really sure if that's the correct term for it, but it looks olive green, and then he's matching it with his Under Armour shirt. Not a promo for Under Armour. If they want to sponsor us as well, cool, go for it. McLaren, that would be actually really cool if McLaren would sponsor us. I would be very happy about that. They could give us a McLaren.
I think they're a little cash poor right now.
Well, I would settle for a McLaren Lego set.
Oh, yeah.
That Technic set.
He would like that.
I would like that very much.
No, so the Australian Grand Prix, the qualifying was interesting. I kind of really felt bad for Sainz getting kind of screwed over on that whole red flag deal. Like, you watch the video, and he is not but mere feet from crossing the line, and the red flag comes out. He doesn't get to set that time, and can't connect on this next flying lap. Ends up P9 for qualifying, and it all goes downhill from there. And that really, really stinks. I'm not happy about it, being a Ferrari fan, but oh well, what do you do? Now, Leclerc, on the other hand,
lights out.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Verstappen, I feel like, is always a threat in qualifying, and yet he just wasn't quite there this weekend. I know they were fighting the car a little bit. But it just seems like Verstappen and that car just don't quite...
They don't jive.
It
seems like Checo's having an easier time driving with that car.
Yeah, and I think some of that is you when you get a truly great driver, they can get more out of a car that's maybe not the best, which, like last year, I think, in my opinion, that Mercedes was probably the faster car over the year. But Verstappen was able to push that Red Bull close enough to compete. And Perez just wasn't there.
No.
This year, on the other hand, the car might be easier to drive, and Verstappen just is not able to quite push it as far as he would like. Sounds like the car's a neutral car, and he likes his cars a little bit more oversteery. For all our American fans out there, oversteer is what they call tight in NASCAR. That is when the ass hits the wall first. And understeer is when a car is tight. Wait, did I say tight?
Loose.
Huh?
You said tight for the first one.
Okay, I meant the first one is loose.
Oh.
Yeah. So the ass is loose.
Okay.
Hits the wall first.
Okay.
And this time I said tight, which means the front hits the wall first. Max Verstappen likes his cars tight, like I like my women.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyway, wait. No, he doesn't. He likes them loose.
I mean, Nicholas Latifi would like to have a word.
And that is the title of this podcast.
Nicholas Latifi would like to have a word?
Yes.
Okay. We could change it. It's not a big deal.
Well, I mean, like the name of this episode.
Oh, this podcast, Nicholas Latifi.
Yes.
I completely forgot what it was already.
I don't. I'll have to check the recording.
Nicholas Latifi would like to have a chat about that, or something like that. For all of you that don't know who Nicholas Latifi is, he's the worst driver on the F1 grid. Changed my mind. Oh wait, you can't.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, but he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I could drive an F1 car better than he can.
I've seen Jake with F1 2020 or whatever. Latifi, you're fine.
I could do I've done countless minutes in that game. Give me one shot. Give me one lap. One hot lap.
One hot lap?
Give me an out lap. Give me a hot lap.
Okay.
That's all I need.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I think what I think Latifi's problem is I think it's that big old honking nose on him. That it is creating some sort of bad aerodynamics, and it's thrown him out of whack. I think he's opening his visor mid-race, or practice, or qualifying, and it's hitting that big old honking nose on him, and he's just spinning around. And it's game over.
Not doing good.
No. Which, that makes me wonder how... Okay, it doesn't really make me wonder, but how did he get a girl like Max Verstappen? I don't even know what her name is. Max Verstappen's girlfriend. That was Nicholas Latifi's girlfriend. has a kid with her.
So I could be completely wrong on this, but isn't Max Verstappen's girlfriend part of the Piquet family? Which you just looked at me like, who the fuck is that? Nelson Piquet won the 80-something championship, 86.
So she just basically had to date an F1 driver. There's no option.
Well, she dated two, technically.
Well, okay, now she has a kid with one.
But not Verstappen.
No, it's Latifi.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Anyway.
Verstappen is Latifi's daddy.
Yes. And now that kid's daddy, too.
And now that kid's daddy. He has taken everything from him. His chance to drive for Red Bull, gone.
So is it like Space Jam where like Verstappen stole everyone else's like skills? Like he stole Latifi's skills to drive a car, drove his skills to bang a girl.
I haven't seen Space Jam. Are you talking about the new one or the old one?
No, definitely not the new one.
Have you seen the new one?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's bad.
Well, it's got LeBron in it.
LeBron is half the man.
That Michael Jordan is?
At least.
Okay. I don't know. That's not something I'm going to debate because I don't really follow basketball.
Are you sure?
It's a trash sport.
It is.
Put the ball in the hoop. Fun. Woohoo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to play, but not a fan.
Just like, F1, drive the car around in a circle.
Yeah, but it's not a circle. It's so much harder than that.
It is a circle. It's a poorly drawn circle, but it is a circle.
It's like a toddler circle. Do you think Ella could draw a circle that
I believe she could draw a better circle than that, yeah.
Do you think she can draw like a good circle?
No. I think she could draw a circle.
Does she know what a circle is?
I hope so.
I mean, she is 3.
Yeah, she probably knows what a circle is.
I don't know. I'm not really into what 3-year-olds keep up with these days.
Okay, that's good to know.
I mean,
that's good to know.
I'm just letting you know.
Anyway.
Yeah, F1 in Austin. I mean, Australia, whatever this place was. Australia, Austin. It's kind of like the same place. Honestly, it really is, though. Sorry, a little mix-up with the tuning or whatever this thing's called.
I could just cut that and no one would have ever known.
You can go back and do that later.
I could go back and do that later.
So stop shaking the table.
Okay.
I know it's sturdy. Yeah, you're kind of leaning on it pretty heavy.
My mic is lower than your mic.
Well, I mean, okay, fine, whatever.
And I'm taller than you.
Well, yeah.
I know that's a weird flex, but I just did it.
Yeah, well, you're older than me, so you should be taller. I think that's how that works.
Anyway, that started that race.
Yeah.
So
it was a decent start.
It was a decent start. So what was going on with Verstappen's car there before the race?
I don't know. Verstappen's car has just been kind of sketchy this year so far.
Yeah, so far.
Or has it been him? I think it's been his car.
I think it's been the car.
Checo had a good start, though, but he got... What I noticed there at the start was that even though Verstappen didn't have a great initial get-go...
He was better positioned to muscle Perez out of the way.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did.
Yes.
Which, therefore, let Hamilton by. Which ended up, it didn't cost Perez anything. But,
well, besides, he might have been a little bit better positioned to help Verstappen in the fight with Leclerc. But then again, after 4 or 5 laps, Leclerc said, "Oh, we're racing.
See ya.
Let me just put my foot down."
Yeah, that Ferrari looks good. That big red dilly bar.
That big red dilly bar looked delicious and fast.
And for those who don't know what a dilly bar is, hit up your local Dairy Queen.
Yeah, that's a shitty American restaurant.
You don't like Dairy Queen?
It's okay.
They've got good ice cream. Ice cream cake, very good.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah, their ice cream's good. It's expensive, though.
Like, their ice cream is expensive?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Dairy Queen for a long time.
Yeah, then why the fuck are you talking about a Dairy Queen?
Because of the big red dilly bar, the Ferrari.
Oh, okay. We should definitely get a dilly bar after this.
I don't know where the nearest Dairy Queen is at.
There's one in Harrisonville.
Oh.
Is there one? I think there's one in
Belton?
I think so.
No, there's one in Raymore.
Oh, okay.
So now everybody knows where we're at. We are in that area.
Yes, yeah, and we're going to talk about the local eateries because that's what, everyone's going to know exactly where we're talking about.
Yes, like Dairy Queen.
Yes. Anyway.
Ogallala had a Dairy King.
Trademark infringement?
I have no idea. There was a Dairy Queen and a Dairy King.
Were they, divorced?
No idea.
Oh.
Looked very different.
Oh, okay. What, did Dairy King, sell tacos?
No, they sold ice cream. I'm not really sure if there was a correlation or if they had to rebrand because it was gone and then never seen again.
Anyway, that's the start of that race. So, yeah, Leclerc pretty much just went off into the distance. And, you know, as I was watching the race, I was impressed by Mercedes. I thought, wow, you know what? They have really like turned up the wick. They've caught up to Red Bull. And then I realized that it wasn't really Mercedes catching Red Bull more so than Red Bull falling back to Mercedes. Mm-hmm. And then Ferrari off out in the distance. So, and I'm sure this is track specific. And this is also the first race that was actually during the day, which is kind of weird to say.
Yep.
So I'm guessing this was probably the hottest race we've had so far. And Red Bull is nowhere to be seen.
No.
I do not know what that means for the rest of the year. Hopefully, as a Ferrari fan, they can just kind of go off into the distance and enjoy themselves. But
so you're wanting Ferrari to have a Mercedes year?
Yeah, it's like when you watch football and everyone else is like, oh, that was a shitty game, and you're like, fuck, it was 55-0. That's an awesome game.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch when your team wins.
It is fun to watch when your team wins.
Yeah.
But in racing, I feel like it's a little bit different. I mean, it's cool. Yeah, he's like way ahead, and he finishes 19 seconds in first place. Cool.
Yeah, well.
But come on. You can't say that title fight last year between Max and Hamilton, no matter what the end outcome was, it was fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it was
battle.
Yes, it was fun. Yeah, no, of course, that was good. Just when like that last year was, I'm a fan of F1 and I highly enjoy this. Right now, I am a fan of Ferrari and I highly enjoy this.
So what you're saying is you're a fair weather fan?
No, I am saying that I've been a fan for way too long and I've watched way too many shitty Ferraris like trick me into thinking that they might have a chance at winning, and then they don't.
Ironically, I know how that feels with Husker football.
Well, at least Ferrari's won something in the last 50 years.
Nebraska has won 5 national championships in the last 50 years.
Okay, last 30 years.
Nebraska has won 2 or 3 national championships in the last 30 years.
Since 2000. I know.
Nebraska has not won a national championship in the last 2000.
Have they gotten close?
Yeah, pretty close. 96, 97, something like that was their last one.
Yeah, so Ferrari last won a championship in 2007. Not because they were better than everybody else, but because Hamilton and Alonso tripped over each other's dicks for the last 5 races of the year. And Kimi Räikkönen slipped right in there.
Cool.
Yeah. But since then, painful. Very painful. 2008 was extremely painful. 2009, they were so bad, it didn't really hurt.
It was just laughable.
It was laughably bad. Okay. I was really worried about that this year.
They were like the Aston Martin of this year.
No, they were like the Mercedes of this year.
Okay, so they were still like up there. Mercedes is in second for the Constructors Series so far.
Yeah, but they're not really. I mean, they are.
I mean, let's be real. If Red Bull can't get it figured out, they're going to be in second.
Yes, but not because they're the second fastest car.
Yeah.
It's much better to have the fastest car and not finish than having a shitty car that also doesn't finish.
I guess so. But both Mercedes finished.
Yes, they did. And they don't look too bad.
But speaking of cars from that race that actually looked good, McLaren.
McLaren looked okay.
They looked okay. They looked better than the first 2 races by a wide margin.
Yes, they did. I do not buy that it's permanent. I'm not quite on board.
I can get that, though. One race doesn't mean, the rest of the year.
Like, the only team that we can say right now that is legitimately good is Ferrari.
Yeah.
We can say that Red Bull is fast when it works.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes is, kind of just chugging along. Everybody else, it's a fucking crapshoot. Besides Aston Martin and Williams. Yeah. They're like dog shit.
Yeah, Aston Martin's looks really bad.
Yeah. And I know somebody's got to finish last. And I'll be honest, even though I'm wearing a McLaren hat right now, I was going to laugh really hard if McLaren was that bad.
It did look bad.
It looked really bad.
Lando signs that big, 5-year extension?
Yeah.
And then McLaren is just terrible.
Yeah. And Ricciardo's big smile's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
They look defeated.
Gotta love that big smile, though.
It's a good-looking smile.
It is.
He's
a good-looking man.
He is a good-looking man.
That nose is a little funky as well. Him and Latifi got weird noses.
Guys can get away with that.
But the thing is, Latifi's...
Especially good-looking rich guys.
Yeah, that helps a lot. But Latifi's nose is just, naturally large. Ricciardo's looks like it's been broken.
I bet you it has been.
Because he's from Australia.
So I think kangaroo probably punched him.
Yeah, he's probably seen some stuff.
Probably right.
Like the bottom side of the world.
Yes.
Did you know that in Australia, when you flush a toilet,
I've heard that's bullshit.
Yeah, but we're gonna go with it.
Okay. Yes. Once we get all that money from this podcast.
Yeah. We'll get into conspiracy theories.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so we got into... how many times have I said anyway?
I don't know. I'm not counting.
Okay. I'll count back later.
Okay.
On the video version of this, we'll have counter.
Yes.
For that kind of
thing. We'll have a little ticker ding.
We're not going to have a video edition of that. Don't know if I should spell that out, but we're not going to.
Right.
Not yet.
No. It's coming at some point once we get enough viewers and sponsors. So GoPro if you want to sponsor us. Or Nikon Coolpix. Nikon Coolpix, that was a great camera.
Or a Kodak.
Oh, Kodak Black, yep.
Is Kodak even around?
Yeah, Kodak's around.
Okay.
I think. I'm not big into cameras either.
What are you into, Jake?
Myself. Big fan. Big fan. No, in all honesty, I am into sports, except basketball. And I like hunting. But I don't really like guns. I mean, I like guns, you can have a gun. Anybody can have a gun, whatever. I like having guns. But I'm not like, oh, yeah, this is the Benelli Supermax 384.
Condom.
Yeah, that. I'm not into that.
You're not into that. Yeah.
I got guns, but actually, I do not have guns.
Right.
I have no guns.
Yeah. You're into that, but you're not into I got 5,000 rounds of ammo.
Yeah, no.
In case the government comes and takes my guns.
That's just, good for the people who are like that.
You have that right.
You have that right.
As American?
You have the right to arm bears, and I'm for that. But I just don't feel the need to have all that. Because, honestly, if everything hits the fan, if it all just goes up in flames, I've got one out. It's myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm not messing around with that end of the world crap.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Look, I do not have the prowess or the fortitude to endure through that.
Those are the people that survive, though. Good, hard-working Americans like you.
Yeah, but you know where we work, so... after a long days of work, it is nice to have a beer. Because, it's tough. It's grueling work out there being blue-collared men.
Yes.
There's very bleached blue collars.
You kind of sound like Ryan Reynolds.
It's funny because people tell me all the time that I look like different famous people. Okay. I don't know if I have a very malleable face or maybe people's perception of me is just wildly different, but I've had a number of people that are like, oh, you kind of look like him.
Yeah. You do sound like him.
Do I?
Kind of through the mic.
Ryan Reynolds put me in a movie. I'm a great actor.
So this is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is how you get to Hollywood.
This is how I make it big.
So, yeah, Jake thinks that he is one casting director away from making it big in Hollywood.
Isn't everybody?
No.
That's because those people can't act and I can.
Most people are not. I'm not.
I am.
Okay. Anyway, where were we? I don't even...
I think we barely got past the start, if that.
I feel like we're really living up to this name right now.
Yeah, it's
maybe
very much
too much so.
Okay, so we can get back on topic.
Okay. Well, I don't care. I'm just saying, holy shit.
No, it's fine.
I love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, we think it's good stuff. Most other people are not going to think it's good stuff.
I'd give us... this is our first time.
Give us a 4
out of
10.
4 out of 10?
Yeah.
That's a little rough for our first one.
I was asking.
Oh.
6.
We're getting there.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel you don't like it?
No, I do like it.
Oh.
I'm thinking of our listeners.
Yeah. Yeah, poor bastards.
Because these people don't know us.
Yeah, and they're probably thinking, I thought this was going to be about F1.
But it's very clear in the name that it's off-topic F1.
Maybe they thought, like, off-topic F1 subjects.
Well, okay. I guess so. But I mean, isn't anything off-topic, isn't that just like off-topic? Like it's not on-topic. Because if we talked about off-topic F1 stuff, it would not be nothing F1 related. Isn't that how off-topic works? Like, oh, hey, class, we got to get back on topic. We're getting like too far off topic. Like we were talking about the Civil War. Next thing you know, we're talking about, I don't know, Afghanistan.
Yeah. Well, if we were talking about the Civil War that's going on currently in Afghanistan.
There's a Civil War going on?
I have no idea.
No, I think that's like Israel.
Oh, okay.
If you hear anything, that is currently my washing machine running. It's washing our sheets. I have been instructed to wash the sheets. So, big brownie points for me right there.
Yeah, we have a very high-tech setup here. We figured that most people would not want to listen to us talk, so we didn't go all out on the setup. Now, we do have blankets everywhere. Some fine pillows.
Shout out Harbor Freight for the moving blankets.
Yes, they were $1.99 special.
Please do not sponsor us. That store is trash. It's great, but it's trash at the same time.
We will take whatever sponsorship we get.
If Harbor Freight wants to sponsor us,
to Harbor Freight right now.
I actually saw the other day somebody on Craigslist is trying to sell Harbor Freight gift cards for their $500 gift cards. They want $400. I'm going, who is buying a $500 Harbor Freight gift card in the first place?
Well, maybe they want to buy like a U.S. General toolbox.
Do you know how mad I would be if I got a $500 gift card to Harbor Freight?
You could buy like $1,000 worth of shit.
That's the point. It's shit. It's not good.
No, some of it's okay.
The moving blankets.
Okay, you know what? These moving blankets are top.
They are very good, and they're cheap. They're $8.
Right, well, cheap. Yeah. You know, with inflation and all. Thank you, Biden.
Yeah, thanks, Biden.
Jesus.
I know.
Man.
Just kidding. We're not that stupid. We're not typical Americans. Although, maybe we might be. I don't know. Sometimes we try to, like, play into the stereotypes of Americans, you know, drinking beer.
Good beer.
Good beer. Yeah, this is pretty good beer.
Yeah, this is... let's see. Dark Truth Imperial Stout. It is, as the name says, it is stout. It is 9.7% alcohol.
And I'm drinking a Shinerbach.
Which is not 9.7% alcohol.
It is not.
Because Jake doesn't like good beer.
No, I do like good beer. But my friend Anna gave me this.
Oh.
Shout out to Anna. Thank you, Anna, if you're listening to this and made it all the way to this point. Here's your shout out. Thank you for the Shinerbach. It's a Texas-made beer. Shinerbach, if you want to sponsor us, go ahead. Like your logo. It's got a ram on it.
So is this just like a, episode of us begging for sponsors?
It might be. That might be what it turns into.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So, yeah. That first stint by Ferrari, pretty impressive. Now, what I thought was interesting going through all that is how in Bahrain, when the cars were coming out of the pits, they really struggled for a lap. You could see the same thing here. Now, we did not see that in Saudi Arabia.
No. Saudi Arabia is also very hot.
But it was at night.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that it's not hot.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there.
I'm guessing it's hot.
It probably is hot. So, what was interesting is Hamilton actually was able to overcut Perez.
Yep.
And I really am not happy that I'm not happy that Vettel crashed and brought out the safety car, because Perez had a good move on Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hamilton was coming back at him right as that.
It was going to be fun.
It might have been fun.
It was going to be a little scrap, just like was it Saudi Arabia last year? Or was it Abu Dhabi in that last
Abu
race?
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi when Checo held him off.
I mean, I think Prost probably had him.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to have seen a little bit more back and forth.
Well, it's fun watching the cars follow each other this year, and especially in those first two races when Max and Charles Leclerc were going back and forth.
I do not know what you're trying to do.
Charles Leclerc. They're always saying like Charles Leclerc.
Well, you hear Leclerc.
But they always say Charles.
Charles.
Instead of Charles.
Charles.
But they call him Charles.
Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc.
Those damn Brits.
Yeah. But he's not British.
No, I know. I'm saying the people that are saying his name are.
Okay, yeah.
So if anyone knows how you actually say his last name, like, is it Leclerc or is it Leclerc?
Like, if Leclerc would like to get back to us on that, we'd greatly appreciate it.
But anyway, I thought that Hamilton Prost scrap was going to be pretty good there, and it just got taken away from us. And I am bummed by that because I actually really enjoyed this race. This probably been my favorite race of the year, even though there wasn't as much passing for the lead and all that stuff. There was no gimmicky.
No braking so that you hit you get the DRS.
Right. It was just a pretty straightforward race, besides the two safety cars, I guess. So you've been watching F1 now for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I guess 2020 was your first year watching, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been COVID year, and
Rona year.
The Rona. So this was your first race that you got to watch at Albert Park.
It was.
Yeah.
It looks like a really cool place to be at.
Yeah.
The big lake in the middle. Awesome.
Yes. The colors, pretty. It's like green everywhere. There's trees. Beautiful. It's just it's a feel-good circuit. You watch those guys and you watch that track, and just the whole thing's pretty.
It is pretty.
It just makes you want to be there.
And what I noticed was it turn? What's the second to last turn? 18?
Let me pull up my track map here, and I have no idea.
Okay. So while he does that, what I noticed was that I have driven that track in F1 2020, and I realized, I know this circuit. I could be better than Latifi. That's when it really was solidified for me. Like, I know where you should brake. I know, when to hit that gas.
So they changed the circuit this year.
They did, but I recognized it at least.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Especially when they had the helmet cam. I was like, I know that turn.
Yeah. I've done this 4 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Successfully 4. I've been around it plenty. Just successfully, I took it 4.
Yeah. Literally around in circles.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So no, the much faster circuit. Albert Park, even though it's probably one of my favorite tracks just for the atmosphere, it's always, the fans are always like fun to watch. The drivers are usually pretty passionate. Usually it's been the start of the season. But it's always produced a pretty dull race. Mm-hmm. Except for maybe a couple times when it's rained, but I don't think there's ever been an actual good Grand Prix. I would probably argue to say that might be top 2 or 3 Grand Prix there ever in 20 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, good job, Aussie GP people, because it was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah, they did a good job.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. It's the reason we got something funky going on here. I'm not sure. Sorry about that. We had a little pee break. Joe has a small bladder because he's old.
Yeah.
Has prostate problems. Hey, yeah, he doesn't sit down to pee.
No, I do not.
Which you should.
Yes, you apparently should.
You should.
Okay.
That's medical science. So I'm not really sure what we were talking about with the race.
No, we were talking about the first stint, and we were talking about Ferrari kicking ass and all that good stuff. Now, so something I found interesting was, I believe this is the first time this year that Verstappen pitted, and Ferrari said, screw you, you're so far behind us.
Doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter. We're going to do our own thing.
Yeah.
So I believe Leclerc said after the race that they were able to control the pace That is for sure. Verstappen was never a threat. And, good for Ferrari. Now, that wasn't me.
I don't know what that was.
3, 2, 1.
Besides Sainz crashing out on lap 2.
So,
no, I shouldn't even say crashing out. Spinning out, ending up in the gravel pits.
He crashed out.
Yeah.
That was pretty sad.
I do like Sainz.
So does that relegate him to the number 2 driver for the year?
Overall?
For Ferrari. Like, are they going to put Leclerc over Sainz at all opportunity?
Absolutely. I think that's kind of known coming into the year almost.
You think so?
Yeah.
So,
I think Leclerc is the golden boy. He's the golden child.
Now, Sainz outperformed him last year.
He did. However, Sainz was brought in. I think it's just that loyalty over the couple of years that Leclerc had been there already.
Leclerc's looked good. He definitely has. I think this is the first weekend that Sainz seemed to match Leclerc in pace, at least in practice, and potentially in qualifying before he bent it. Or I guess he didn't bend it. Before everyone screwed up except for him. And then he did after that, and it didn't go well. But
there's a reason they call him the smooth operator. I think Sainz is a lot like Perez. Leclerc's like Verstappen.
Yeah, the gap's not quite as big. I think Sainz is closer to Leclerc than Perez is Verstappen.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
Now, I think Sainz, he had a really, really terrible start. Apparently got anti-stall and couldn't get away. Made a bad decision at turn 9, I believe it is now on the current one. And the AlphaTauri of Sonoda, I believe, was able to sneak up on him, and he took a poor line, and Sainz lost the position. And then on the following lap, Sainz, I think, got a little impatient and lost it. Yeah. And unlike Magnussen later in the race, who was able to get the car across.
Well, he kept his tires going.
He kept it well, but he didn't get turned around. Magnussen kept the car straight, was able to get back on track, keep on going. Sainz just bent it. So that's a shame. That's a real shame. Now, actually, speaking of Magnussen, how about that Haas team this weekend? Not anywhere near as good as the last couple weeks. I will say this. So I was a Schumacher fan growing up. So to see Mick in F1 is exciting. Mm-hmm. But I always have this, it always seems like the second generation, they get to whatever top motorsport that they're in, and they're never quite as good. Now, not saying that Mick Schumacher is not going to get there, but last year I think I was pretty impressed by him. But he was racing next to Mazepin, and this year he looks out of his depth almost. And Magnussen's looked a little rough at points too, but Magnussen's clearly the faster one of the two. And so I'm kind of a little bummed because after last year I thought, wow, look at Schumacher. You know what? He might actually be able to do something. And so far this year, not there.
No, but I do agree that maybe he's just not there yet. I mean, the fact that Magnussen came in and has looked as good as he has is a little bit surprising, yes. But at the same time, we're talking about a guy who has how many years of experience?
A couple.
Yeah, he's got a number of years of experience. So I'm not all that shocked that Magnussen, hits the ground running 2 weeks before the season, 1 week before the season, and is knowing what's going on. At the end of the day, I get that F1 cars change, and maybe my take on this is completely from left field. But it's an F1 car. It's an open-wheeled car. It's not the exact same setup, but it's very similar, even with the rule changes. It's an F1 car. It's like if you get in a Toyota Prius. It's a hybrid car, right? But then, you go over to a Toyota Corolla. It's similar. It's still a car.
Yes, it is a car. You are correct.
I mean, it's vastly different. It's a vastly different car. But we're not talking, we're not going from a Prius to a Corvette.
No, you're right. I mean, I think what Magnussen's done has actually been very impressive. And you know what? In Schumacher's defense, Last year, that car was so far behind the pace.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. Did I say how bad it was? I mean, the Williams, which was not that great of a car, was actually, the Williams wasn't even that bad. The Alfa Romeo last year, that car was bad, but it was in a whole different zip code than that Haas. That Haas was terrible, and so in Schumacher's defense, he wasn't having to race anybody last year.
No.
So he was just able to piddle paddle and be faster than his really slow teammate.
Just get experience driving the car.
Just get experience. This year he's actually having to race other cars.
Because it wasn't racing experience that he got last year. It was driving experience.
It was a driving experience. It was like a kid learning how to drive.
Yeah.
Without anybody else around at all.
Which was probably good for him.
It was probably good for him. But this year, racing against other people, you can tell he's still lacking. And some of it might be the car. I'm not sure. I mean, Magnussen has showed a lot of speed, but he's also made the one or two mistakes here or there. Or, that's just Magnussen. I'm not sure. But I guess I'm hoping to see more out of Schumacher. I'm also hoping to see more out of Haas. To see them drop down the order like they did does not fill me with confidence. As much as I got a good chuckle out of McLaren being that bad, I didn't think that they were going to stay that bad. And look at that. They've showed back up somewhat towards the front. Haas, I was hoping, okay, you know what? They got this figured out. They've had a couple times in the past where they've been decent. And I was kind of hoping that they were going to make it stick. And they've fallen back. And hopefully it was just track specific. And they'll come back stronger in 2 weeks in Imola.
I think it's a thing of you almost can't help but cheer for Haas. And I don't know if that's because it's an American brand. It's a brand that we're familiar with, being a machining company. But I like to see Haas up there. And like I said, I don't know if it's just because they're an American company or what it is. But it's nice to see them compete. I think it's because it's such like what seems like a small market team. Because you say Aston Martin. People know what Aston Martin is.
Yeah, people don't know what a Haas is.
Like I get a lot of people may not know what a Williams is, but Williams is definitely a lot bigger.
Well, yeah, it's a name that's been, at least if you're in racing of any kind, you know what Williams are.
People know what Alfa Romeo is.
Alfa Romeo is a shitty Italian car.
Now you say, AlphaTauri, that's a little bit different, but that's just kind of, it's a branch off of Red Bull, so does it really count?
Something.
If people don't know that, it's fine.
Yeah.
You say Haas, I have no idea what a Haas is.
Yeah. Why is it spelled with 2 A's?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense
because it's not pronounced Haas.
No, it's pronounced Haas.
Yeah. So
get that right.
So seeing Haas up there, it's been fun those first couple of races. Yeah. Magnussen's doing really well. It's a fun thing to watch. I think it's because he's got that baby girl, that little cute baby girl. He's got something to race for now.
Yeah, that girl is. It is really cool to see all that. Next, I'd say Alpine. They had a good chance to be good this week, and they seem to.
Poor Fernando.
The king of making the worst career decisions of anybody.
Are you saying going what place to go to?
Yeah, going place to place.
I think Daniel Ricciardo would like to talk.
I think Daniel Ricciardo would like to talk, but
he's making a push for it.
But I believe that there was rumors at the time that Alonso turned down a ride for Red Bull to go to Ferrari.
No joke.
In 2009, 2010-ish.
Fernando, if you would like, Fernando, if you'd like to comment on that, get back to us.
And I, as much as I am a Vettel fan, Fernando would wipe the floor with Vettel in that 2010 Red Bull. There's absolutely no doubt. If you ever want to watch a masterclass of driving, probably the best season of driving by a singular driver who did not win the championship, watch the 2012 season, because Fernando Alonso that might have been the worst car on the grid that year, that Ferrari. Gosh. And he took it to the last race of the year for the championship. And Vettel won, because Vettel was good. Not going to say he wasn't, but Fernando Alonso is up there with the greats. As I'm sure a lot of you would say Vettel is too. but there's great ones and great twos.
Are you saying
great 1A, 1Bs?
Okay, 1A and 1B.
1A, 1B.
So who's the best driver of all time?
I'm gonna go like really old, just to not get into any arguments. Fangio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Nick Fangio.
No, who's Nick Fangio?
I think he has something to do with the NFL.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think he was a Broncos head coach. Isn't that Nick Fangio?
Something Fangio.
I'm pretty sure it's Nick Fangio.
Anyway, yeah, I think you're right.
Doesn't matter. That's off topic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Buzzword.
Buzzword. If legitimately, I mean, obviously it's Schumacher or Hamilton. Up there, Prost, Senna. I'm not saying any exact order because I don't want to, they all race at different times with different people.
It's like the LeBron Jordan argument.
Yeah, but Jordan was better.
See, okay.
Yeah, I thought basketball was trash.
It is trash.
Okay.
But I'm coming back around to what you're saying, that you can't make that argument because it's a different time. Jordan and LeBron were different times.
Barely.
Even I know that.
Barely. I think Jordan retired for like the 4th time or 20th time or whatever, like 2 seasons before LeBron came into the league.
Okay, but how close was it between Schumacher and Hamilton? Did they not race during the same year?
Yeah, they did, but that was because Schumacher came back.
Yeah, he came back.
And was not good when he came back.
But that's kind of like the same argument then, is it not? He came back. They raced at the same time.
Yeah, yes,
Jordan
they did.
and LeBron didn't play at the same time.
No, but Schumacher and Hamilton. When Schumacher came back, when Schumacher raced originally, he raced in the era of refueling and of tire wars, and he also had a really good Ferrari. Hamilton raced with a little bit of that, but when Schumacher came back at the age of like 40, he was old. It was without refueling for the first time in his entire career. Totally different tires, totally different style cars. And he'd been off for 3 seasons. I don't think it's necessarily fair to compare them in the years that they raced together, especially since neither one of them were in overly competitive cars during that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, you don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But you kind of just made my point of the LeBron, Jordan.
Well, but we're not talking about LeBron and Jordan.
I know we're not.
But I wasn't even making. I don't even know what we're arguing about, because I didn't even talk about like Schumacher's better than Hamilton, or you can't compare them.
That's why we're arguing.
Oh, okay. Because I said that Jordan's better than LeBron.
Yes.
Okay.
You said he wasn't half the man that Jordan was.
Well, I mean, I think, like literally, I think Jordan is like half the man of LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron's huge. He's like 6'7".
Yeah, he's a big motherfucker. Well, Michael Jordan's like 6'6".
Yeah, but LeBron just looks different.
Yeah, because
he's built different.
Because LeBron ate a Big Mac or 2 in his career.
Yeah, I'm built different. You know
Did he
video?
say that?
No, it's a video. It's a guy who cracks an egg in his arm. I'm built different.
Oh, okay.
It's stupid, but it's funny. It's a TikTok thing.
Oh, is it TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a TikTok. Not yet.
No, but I sent them to you.
You do send them to me.
Next time I see that, I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Alpine, the Ferrari, or the Fernando.
Yeah.
I was excited to see him do so well, and then I was not so excited to see him P17, I believe.
He came in last.
Out of the cars that were still out there.
Yeah, which is basically last.
Which is like really, really bad for how fast that car was.
Mm-hmm.
That car should have been competing with the McLarens. Like,
yeah,
you don't buy that?
No, I do. I buy it, especially because of qualifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That last lap
Alonso,
that Fernando was on before he lost it.
Yeah, he was just going faster
flying lap.
Yeah, flying. Now, you listen to Fernando, which, don't get me wrong, I think Fernando's really good. But when he talks to the media, he likes to pump himself up, if you know what I mean. I believe he was saying that, they could have won this race and that he would have been on pole. I don't buy any of that. I mean, Fernando is definitely 0.6 of a lap faster than anybody else in the sport for sure. But Yeah, he's not that good anymore.
It's about selling yourself.
Yeah, no, he sells himself really well, and he's really good. He's really good. Like, name a driver.
Oh boy,
that you'd take over him. Like,
that's not really fair.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Okay.
You're saying put him in the exact same car.
Yeah, like.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Jeff Gordon.
What?
Jeff Gordon.
I'd take him over Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's got a bad back. He don't count.
You said put him in the same car. I'm not thinking a F1 car.
Okay.
Put him in a Toyota Highlander.
Okay. Who's racing Toyota Highlanders? If you are racing Toyota Highlanders, please let us know.
It could be like the $200 car race.
That looks like fun.
It does look like a lot of fun.
Okay, so there are like junker endurance races that are like 24-hour
amazing
endurance races where people have like these shitty junk cars. We haven't talked about this at all. This just literally popped in my head. I would love to do that.
If somebody wanted to sponsor us for that, it's $200.
Well,
I mean, like $400, something like it's $500 or less.
With inflation, it's
maybe $1,000 or less.
I think we could do this.
Somebody can swing that.
Somebody can swing that.
Not us. I'm not swinging it.
No, but I'll spend your guys' money.
Yeah. I'm not putting any money into it. I want to be able to hop in this car and drive it around the little dirt track thing that they got.
So, do you think that after this race, with Verstappen now a lot of points back,
way back,
do you think that this is Leclerc's to lose, or is this way too early? Too early.
I think it's way too early.
Way too early. Yeah, that's a good answer.
I mean, it's always fun to be like, oh, this guy's going to walk away with it. But we're 3 races out of 23.
Yes.
That's a lot of races left.
A lot of races left.
Look at last year, for example, right? Perfect example. It looked like Verstappen was going to start walking away with it. Toto Wolff says Max is only 1 or 2, did not finish his away from Hamilton being back in it. What happened next race?
I believe Hamilton crashed.
Hamilton crashed Verstappen.
It's like they scripted that or something.
Almost. It's because they wanted a Netflix show. I don't even know if they put that in the Netflix show. They should have.
Well, probably because they didn't follow them that. They did put it in there. They
didn't put the thing of Toto saying that.
They didn't put all the controversy with all that in there. I don't think they weren't following them that weekend.
Okay.
So whatever.
Which F1, if you're not watching the Drive to Survive, I would be a little bit surprised, because if you're listening to this, you've probably seen it. However, at the same time, good show.
Okay, show.
It's a relatively good show.
Yeah.
Like, my dad likes it. My dad would rather just watch that show than watch an F1 race.
Well, that's sad.
It is, but he just says that, they talk too fast for him.
That's fair enough.
He's, I don't know why they need to be talking all this much. Well, they're explaining what's going on.
So, Verstappen being 40 points back, Leclerc looking really good. George Russell's in second.
Yeah.
Is George Russell gonna take this whole thing? Is he gonna sneak? No.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
I'm starting to wonder if
he's been Mr. Consistent. He's been not too bad.
He has been, and I do like George Russell because he's a pretty boy. I'm a pretty boy, but I know there's been some arguments made about, is George actually that good, or did he just look that good because he had Nicholas Latifi driving with him?
Well, so far, he has impressed me. I mean, he is ahead of Hamilton. Now, Hamilton had a really bad race last week.
Yeah.
But
missed out on
2 weeks ago.
Missed out on Q2 for the first time in 13 years?
Very long time.
I think it was 2009 that it wasn't something outside of his control.
Yeah, that was what, your kindergarten graduation?
Shoot, maybe.
Very close.
It might have been 3rd grade.
Was it really?
No, I think 2009 I would have been in 6th or 7th.
Wow.
Isn't that when you graduated high school?
Close.
You graduated in 2011.
No.
2010.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm old, apparently.
Yeah, you are. So really, the middle of the race, there wasn't a lot that happened.
No, just no, not really. I think probably the next big sticking point was the Verstappen motor kaplooey thingy.
Yeah.
Sounded like possibly a fuel line.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, fuel line of some sort. It just doesn't look good. No. At least he's got a fast car. But
you got to be able to finish the race.
But you got to be able to finish the race, and if he keeps doing this, then Leclerc's just going to keep driving away. Now, yeah. What's their next race? Imola, 2 weeks?
Yep.
I don't know this, because how could I? But I got a feeling that Ferrari is going to be fast there too. And I have a feeling that Red Bull won't be as. I think you're going to see a very similar race to yesterday, because Imola is a fast track, but it also has a lot of slow 90-degree corner-ish things.
Okay.
So that Ferrari is just excellent coming out of those slower corners.
Yes, it is.
And
Red
really,
Bull's good down the straights.
Red Bull's good down the straights. The only place that Red Bull's been able to like legitimately, compete, was at Saudi Arabia so far. So I really do think Ferrari's going to have one up on them. So, yeah. But that's in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully you guys enjoy this enough where we will do another one of these podcasts, even though, I mean, what do you think? How do you think this went?
I think it's been good. I mean, obviously we're not talking like a ton about F1. We get off topic.
A lot.
But
I
think that's also expected.
Yeah,
because
well, especially
it's F1 off topic.
F1 off topic, especially for our first time doing this.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get better.
I think it's fun.
It
I think
is
it's a fun thing to listen
to. You know
to.
what? In all honesty, we're doing this for us.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to listen, that's great.
If not, oh well.
Oh, if not, oh well. We're just doing this. It's actually a lot of fun staring into Jake's eyes for however long 100 or 1,800 bars are. I'm still not quite sure what that means.
No.
But I'll figure that out tonight. So anyway, we will hopefully be back in about 2 weeks' time after the Imola Grand Prix, whatever they're going to call that. It's not the Italian Grand Prix, because that's Monza. It used to be the San Marino Grand Prix back in the day.
Sounds good. You could have said Dan Marino, and I would have believed you.
Well, okay, it was the Dan Marino Grand Prix back in the day. I'm not sure what they call it now. But either way, we will hopefully be there. And, who knows? We might be back sooner. I don't know. We might get bored.
We might do one next week. Who knows?
Who knows?
We've got some topics we want to talk about.
We'll figure it out as we go.
I've got a quick question.
Okay, quick answer.
So theoretically, let's say
yes,
it's a 50-lap race.
50-lap race, where?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
They've completed 46 laps.
Okay.
All the cars crash out.
Yes.
Is there a winner? Or do they call it a no contest?
No, there would definitely be a winner.
So whoever was in first place wins?
No. So actually, it's I don't know exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so what they would do, because they would red flag the race, and then they would call the race, but the red flag doesn't stop the race when the race was stopped. They go back 2 laps. So if they crashed on, you said lap 48?
Sure.
Okay, so everyone crashed on lap 48. They would go back to the last completed lap that was 2 laps ago. So they go back to the lap 46, and wherever everybody was on lap 46,
that's your place?
That's your place.
Really?
Yes.
So in Talladega Nights,
yes,
when Ricky Bobby goes for the pass, and him and
this is also NASCAR we're talking about.
Frenchie boy, whatever his name is, I don't remember his name. They wreck.
Yes.
They get out of the car. They run.
Yes.
Will Ferrell. Well, excuse me. What's his name?
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby slaps the line, wins the race.
Yeah.
But he didn't win the race.
I don't believe that would be
all
legal.
The cars were crashed out.
Yes.
And oh boy, what's his nuts?
I'm sure NASCAR has some bullshit way of taking care of that. Maybe they do first to shoot, 10 drunk drivers or something like that.
More like first to get a DUI.
first
driver gets a DUI out of here wins the race.
That is a better joke than what I had.
Turns out they all were intoxicated, so they all got DUIs.
Yes. So anyway, that is our first episode of F1 Off Topic. Once again, my name is Joe, and this is Jake. I thought you were going to spell it. I thought you were going to say like this.
I am Joe, and that is like Joe. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, that's not what I was doing.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Could be J.O.
It could be. All right, you guys. You guys all have a good week. Thanks for tuning in.
Or don't. We're not going to tell you what to do. Bye.